What's up, Facebook? It's Mayo Mancia, and I just wanted to say there's some posers out there, and a person will tell you, I'll give you everything you want, and they're homeless or on the street or whatever, and they think by going to some guy that's a weirdo, that's sick, that's dangerous, that can help them. But the choices you make judge by how your life portrays. So, like if you're gonna go to some guy that's sick, that is so cold. I mean, I'm the type of person I love being independent. I love being on my own. I love being in my own house and everything, house and everything. And I learned a lot about mental health over the years. And I know uh, if a person is, sick themselves, they can't help you, you know. So it's just like, you're thinking shit in your mind that's not true. Every single particular thought that comes out of your mind is like distorted. It's like kind of deranged in a way. Like thinking, this guy's gonna help me. He's the greatest thing. When he's nothing, you know, the guy may be schizophrenic, and you know, the main thing, if you want to stop treatment, is to set up housing and everything. Is to set up housing to get money to work. That's the two things you need to do. Because if you're not working or you're not making money, then how are you supposed to pay these people? Like it's just sick. It's just sick to see the vicious downward spiral a person does to themselves because of hate, jealousy, and distorted views. Well, I think I am a good person, but we all struggle. I'm trying to get myself together here, but after going through what I went through, I'm like, damn, I can't believe this happened to me. How can you do this to me? I'm better than what the person thinks. Got the braids in the church choir, got my daughter, an author, and a person's gonna like completely commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's slave. And it gets to the point where suspicion of intercourse can go on or whatever it may be. And that's just like not going to help you if you're messing around with the wrong people, the wrong crowd, these undesirables. I'm like, how can you do this to me? You know, looking like gold dust or a cancer patient. You know, it's sad that these people are in the situation they're in. I'm hoping that I can get better. I'm not perfect. I live in a bad area, and I love my house when I had my house, and I would, do what I had to do every day to survive. Fend for myself, fend for my family, fend for my friends, my pets, and you know, it's like the delusions a person is having is so ridiculous. It's sad, to see this person go through this. It could be due to loss of loved ones or whatever, but I'm like, what is going on with your peanut sized head? That is so ridiculous, so crazy, so bad. It is painful for me to go through this every single day. But I got people, like I say, I'm in the church. I got it going on, I got a great life, just need my baby, need my girl, you know. Um, but for a person to bear false witness against a neighbor is fucked up. I hate a person like that. And I despise a person like that. Someone that deceives and is so messed up. I'm just wanting to get some money in my pocket and be happy. But, you know, there's bad people that hurt you because, they're womanizing or making a macho gram or I don't know. But, I'm in the Knights of Columbus now and everything, and it's great. They have a lot of services at the church. But to see a conniving piece of shit, piece of scum do this to others is so crazy. I don't ever want to get involved with somebody like that because they just bring you down and it's just like, you know, bad taste, bad taste, and, these cock blocks out there doing this to you, well then don't ever come around me, don't drive fast in your car, and don't wave to me because I'll give your ass the finger because I don't know you and I don't ever want to know you because You're a piece of work. All saying I'm not popular and this and that. I'm in the church. I make it to church every Sunday. And I got my house. And, my neighbors, you know, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's slave. It's a great, great commandment. I love hearing that, or will be in a court of law. It is so wonderful, those words of wisdom. And you have to understand it, too. I read about it, and the actual commandment says your neighbor's wife. But, it just shows that there's some retarded people out there. I shouldn't say that word, but, you know, just gotta get out of the hate. Repent, uprightness, forgiveness to enter the kingdom of heaven. But, just bad news, that, a person has to go through this. It reflects on me. I had everything. I had my life together, so well when we first came up to the UP. And I was just brought down by these devil people. The devil, and they get sick pleasure out of this with their shit-eating grin. I'm like, my gosh, how can you do this to me? Well, I mean, don't do anything crazy, I can tell you that. Don't, don't hate, and, smoke a little green. But, I really do miss my baby's mama. I'll be honest with you. I wish I can see her. She said she'd be up here this summer, but she has yet to do that. But, it's trifling, you know. And I mean, to talk about a bus line, I'm 5'5", 200, and I think I'm well hung, Yeah, sometimes my days go by and it'll be short shriveled and to the right. But, don't judge me. You don't know me. I don't know you. And don't judge me. Don't curse the Bible and this and that. I got the dreads, I got the braids. The bigger the dick you got, the bigger the dreads you got. And don't let cancer get a hold of you, cancer of the mouth. God bless.